What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If it is your first time touching down on this channel, welcome to Small Feet Big Heat. We talk sneakers, we talk streetwear, and everything in between. And today, you could already see it in the title, we're going to be talking about cook groups. Now today I'm not going to be talking about, good cook group, bad cook group. I'm going to be talking about scams. So it is completely possible to be scammed inside your cook group, but please do not take this video as a cook groups are evil or the people in cook groups are evil or anything like that. I am just making this video so that you can kind of keep your antennas up and just be aware of the red flags that happen inside cook groups as well as outside, because all of the scams that I'm going to talk about today are completely possible outside of cook groups as well. I think the issue that comes into play when people get scammed inside their cook group is that they were expecting it to be kind of a safe space or a place where, other members and administration or staff wouldn't take advantage of them, but that is not the case. You can just think about it as any other place in life. Just because someone is your friend doesn't mean that in the right circumstances they won't get a little shady and try to take advantage of you. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the first one. I don't want this video to be too long. I have my notes here, and the first one that I have on the docket is pre-orders. So pre-orders are definitely an issue whether you're in a cook group or not, but I'm just going to talk about it in the cook group sense because I have seen this happen personally, and this was the issue that a subscriber actually reached out to me about. Now let's say that you were in a cook group and a administration has a plug with a certain store or boutiques or whatever the case may be, and they start to run pre-orders for their members. Now this is a pretty normal occasion, so let's say you and other members of the group give this admin or staff $300. $300 is a nice round number. Let's just use that number. So this person now has your $300 in combination with, let's say, 9 other people. So 10 times 300, that's $3,000. Now as the day gets closer, release day gets closer, you don't have your shoes, and now you get a message saying, hey, the deal fell through, not gonna be able to get you guys your pairs, but I'm gonna be sending out refunds. Not terrible, right? And you're getting your money back. So if this happens with, let's say, one shoe and you've done pre-orders with this group before, and it is just on this one occasion that the deal falls through, that I think is a little bit more acceptable, but it would still raise a red flag in my head. Just kind of, in the back there. I would keep it in mind for the future. But if this happens on more than one occasion, or it takes an extended amount of time for you to get your money back, now the red light should be flashing in your head because you just gave out a loan, basically. So they had about $3,000, 300 times 10 is 3,000, to work with for whatever amount of time that they had this money. So if they took pre-orders in November and the shoe came out in December, that was a whole month of them making that $3,000 work for them, making even more money with your money. If you haven't gotten a picture yet, you just gave this person a no interest loan. That is a finesse. There's no other word for it than a scam. Now, of course, these pre-order deals largely depend on the handshake deal that your cook group or the reseller you're getting the pre-order from, because it's not always a cook group. Regular resellers do this as well. There are so many people out there who want to be resellers, and they will do this to you as well. So whether it's a reseller or a cook group over here, and then you have the plug over here who works at the store or whatever the case may be, they make a handshake deal. There is nothing legally binding about that deal. It's a backroom deal, and they fall through all the time for one reason or another. But if this happens again and again and again, you might have a problem on your hands. Before you go doing pre-orders with a cook group or a reseller, definitely look at the proven success that they've had already. Are members joining this pre-order that have joined before? Did they get their shoes, or did the deal fall through again? Has this reseller been able to provide pairs that were pre-ordered in the past? Definitely look at that, because trusting the wrong person can be a costly mistake.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Scam number 2 is something that I touched on in my most recent cook group video, and that is buying bots or cook group memberships, autofill, any type of software or membership from a person instead of a website. So anytime that you're buying something from another person instead of the authentic website that is selling those products, you are taking a risk. Now that risk is completely yours to take, but you do have to acknowledge that you put yourself in a risky situation. Because one, this person could have no intention of actually going through with the sale at all. So they could be saying, yeah, this cook group is out of stock. I'll give you a membership. I have a membership that I never activated for $180. So So that means you'll pay the $180 to this person for their key for the Discord, but you'll also be paying the $30 a month for the cook group. Now, when you send the money, Zelle, Cash App, Apple Pay, whatever the case may be, they may go ahead and block you. Or something that happens less frequently, but it does happen, is that some of these websites and like owners don't allow reselling of their keys. So just because someone sells you a Discord key for $180, you purchased it, it's yours, you have the key, they completed the sale, you may still be blocked from that Discord because reselling keys is not allowed. So now you're out of $180 and you still don't have the Discord membership or cook group or autofill or whatever it was that you're trying to buy. So I strongly recommend buying straight from the source whenever you can, but if you can't and it's a product or a service that you really want, you have to use a middleman. So if you're already in a cook group, you can have someone middleman for you as far as a bot sale goes. These bots are expensive. They range anywhere from $300 to $3,000. The last thing you want to do is choose to not use a middleman because you want to save $20 to $100 on a $1,000 sale. Definitely try and use a middleman whenever you can, and there are services dedicated to that. Bot Broker, Bot Mart, definitely check those out if you're buying anywhere other than the source. So that is scam number 2. Scam number 3 is the shipping label plug. So in some cook groups, you'll run across a channel dedicated to shipping labels, or you'll have a person who is basically the shipping label plug. And what these are finessed labels that are illegal. It's actually mail fraud. So keep that in mind while I'm explaining the scam. This is already illegal. To keep it simple, how it starts is you're going to reach out to this person, the shipping label plug, give them the information that's needed, and they're going to give you a finessed label. I was a retail manager for a long time, and something that we used to say in regard to internal theft is not everyone is a thief when they first come to work for you. Basically what that means is you can be using a person's services just fine until that person ends up in a hard-pressed situation where they don't know how they're going to make their ends meet and they end up taking your ends. And that's kind of how this scam works. You get one label, 2, 3, everything is going smooth, they've earned your trust, and the next thing you know, your next package is redirected to them. And you can't do anything about it because, like I said, these labels were already finessed. It's already mail fraud. It's illegal from the very beginning. So you can't complain to anyone. Number 4 are slots. There are 2 things you want to look out for when it comes to slots. The first one is people asking you to pay in advance. So the way that you should be doing slots is pay after success. So that means you enter your information, the botter has the information to run on release day, and if they are successful, that's when you make your payment, which is why it's called pay after success. However, there are some botters who ask for payment up front. That is not the way you should be doing it. This kind of goes back to the first scam or thing to look out for that I mentioned in the very beginning of the video. Some people are just looking for working capital. The more money they have access to, the more money they could potentially make. The second way that slots can be dangerous is how vulnerable it makes your information. Your credit information, your name and address, all of that is vulnerable when you're handing it over to the botter for them to run on release day. Now, some cook groups have addressed this issue. They have secured websites or just a different way of getting your information to the botter that is encrypted and safe. And some cook groups are still doing it the old-fashioned way, where you basically just hand over your credit card number on a silver platter. That is not safe because at the end of the day, you don't know who this person is. You're really leaving it to chance that this information is not going to be stolen or misused, which is a chance you do not want to take. Scam number 5 is probably the most dangerous, and that is hacked extensions or software. So let's take autofill because that one it occurs with the most. So basically what will happen is someone will develop a autofill software, they'll sell it, people will download it. But the thing about that autofill software is it is taking more information than you agreed to give up. So in the autofill software, what they'll do is they will create boxes where your information will be auto-filled in that you don't see on a form. So when you're running the autofill, your private information is being put into those hidden boxes that you can't even see. So it makes your information super vulnerable. There's also the chance that when you download something, any type of software, whether it be autofill or a bot, you may get that product, with a little something else attached to it. You know, people, malicious people, people who don't have the best intentions may go ahead and add something in there that is designed to pull your personal information or get access to your computer in some other way. If you are not a tech savvy person, make sure that you're doing everything that you can to kind of stay ahead of that. So antivirus is like the most basic thing that you can do. Some things that you can do to avoid falling into these pitfalls are looking at proven success, asking for references before making any type of transaction inside or outside of a cook group. Use a middleman service because anybody can get scammed. I think sometimes people join cook groups and their guard falls a little bit, and it's kind of like, you know, we're all cooking together, we're supposed to be a family, no one here is going to scam me, and if they do scam me, they'll be banned from the group. You have to think about it in the mind of that person. If they have potential to make, you know, 1,000 or 500, for some people it'll be as little as $200 or $100. They will scam you, be banned from the cook group, create a new account, join another cook group, and just keep doing it over and over. Not everyone has the best intentions, and I said it in the beginning of this video, I don't want this to come off as kind of a big bad wolf kind of thing. There is not evil lurking around every corner or inside every cook group, but these are scams that can and do happen every day. Anyone is susceptible to these things. So make sure that you're doing everything that you can. It's a combination of, you know, common sense when using the internet and the resources that you have available to you. And that is about it. That is my scams or things to look out for. If you enjoyed today's video, like, comment, subscribe, show a small YouTuber some love, and I'll check you all out in the next one.